What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, Super Facts Show, Super Facts Network. We got Young Humping here on the right after releasing his solo album. How you doing today, brother?
I'm good, family. Glad to get back up with you, King.
Man, I'm definitely loving that album. There's a bunch of songs that I would say is bona fide hits for real. But before we get into anything, I want to see what you think of my one sentence review of your album. Like if I was gonna write a e-blast or something like they used to do in the day,
We.
the little banner headline, and I would say the project's musicality does the digital underground legacy proud.
Oh, family. Thank you, man. That mean a lot. Yo, man, that's what I'm talking about. Cause then you just hit me with the mission accomplished sticker that I was looking for on my notebook. Because yeah, man, I mean, I knew I had to keep it what it meant to me. I had to make sure my version of it meant to me what it always meant to me. It's like if you've been loving strawberry milkshakes your whole life, you better make sure your strawberry milkshake is strawberry. I don't know why I went there, but that was just a random. I think because I'm looking at something that looked like a strawberry over here. But yeah, no, I appreciate that, man, for real.
Well, I definitely appreciated how like like while it I mean, I don't know if happy or up tempo or like the digital underground music definitely has a sound, like it's groovy. You feel me? But
Right.
there's always been very a lot of methods of attack to get that, and I appreciated how like there was so many different instruments on the different songs, or some shits was like hard rap songs, others was like almost like some smoothed out 70s R&B shit. Others was
Right.
like just encapsulating your unique personality.
Well, thank you, family. It's crazy you said that, yeah, because it was like I remember when I was really getting into it, I was like, see, money being Young Hump, like we got the Too Short joint with the mechanics, and the Money being Young Hump sound is a little more like modern slap, like it's slap shit that like, joints you could imagine, YG is somebody rapping to. And, but the two songs that Money B is on my album, we initially did those just how we do songs because we just do shit. And, they had samples or whatever. And so he was like, well, but Mun love all that shit. Like we both love all of it, but he was like, let's focus on this sound for this project. So these songs were kind of chilling. I was like, shit, let me get them for mines. And then when I started going deeper in the mines, I was like, I might just keep it over here and not throw anything with the trap drums or nothing like that on there really. And just to keep it in a certain place, because then my thinking was like it distinguishes. Like I love, most of us tend to love when artists albums like are distinguishable from the rest. When an artist
Right.
has 5 albums and it's kind of just the same production through them, even if it gets better, we might love the shit and we love it, but there's something special about when the sound change is different. And then when you take artists that are from a group or a collective, it's even more like when you heard, Ghostface album, Iron Man was just turned 25. His album was heavier on the like soul, had more of the like the Al Green type horns and shit like that. It had the woo like, but it was very much in its own little thing. And that shit made it stand out. And I said, yeah, like I'm gonna make sure my shit stands out, even though we haven't dropped the Money Being Young Hump album yet, which we're looking at dropping first quarter 2022. But I just wanted to make sure that my album stood out in its own way, and it's funky, but it's not like let me now just give you this ultra funked out record either. You feel me? Like I don't want to be like, now I'm just giving you just everything is boom, boom, we funk. Like I don't want to overdose niggas on the funk. You know what I mean? Because, you know, so yeah.
All
I
right,
don't know, I'm
so
feeling long-winded today. Pardon me. I'm just over here with this hat on. It gets me, it's the pressure of the brain.
hey, speaking of that, where'd you get that hat you wearing on the album cover?
Ah, ah, my man, Mark Waldo. All right. I purchased that hat in Patagonia.
That's like an earring mall store, right?
Nah, Patagonia is a brand that has a store that is in certain malls, but I'm referring to the actual region in Argentina and Chile known as Patagonia. Yeah. Basically, I went out there, I got peoples out there, and we went out this a few years ago, and I saw that hat, and I was like, I just fell in love with it. Like, it's too ill, and it's just long, and I like it too because it like, it reminded me of the joints that Pac and them used to wear, the shits they used to, you know, like when Pac was on what you would call it with what's the show with Jada? I forget the name of the show.
Different world.
Yeah, where he came in exactly, and
I'm
like
pretty sure those was either Carl Kanai or cross color hats, if I remember correctly.
yeah, you know, and Tretch and them used to wear that shit. That them hats had about a nice little year run. So it kind of reminds me of that, except for it's extended. It kind of looks like the Who from the old, you know, the shit with the Who's, whatever. And it's got the ball on it and the whole nine, and it's warm in the motherfucker. So I love that shit. Yeah. So I had that hat, and it's funny because I only wear that hat probably about 3 times per winter. I just wear it out somewhere and fuck motherfuckers up. I don't travel with it. You know, I just fuck them up. They be like, what is this nigga? Speaking of hats, man, you over here, you feel me? Talk about yours, King. I see you over there putting in work with the hat game. Talk about it.
I'll be going in Goodwill for to go crate digging, right? And this one Goodwill had like this ill ass like Halloween section, and all the shit in it was new or whatever. And this hat was over there for $2.99, and like I probably wouldn't wear it to you know the grocery store or to the parent teacher conference, but you know for the podcast, especially when I'm doing one with a funketeer, you know what I'm saying?
My God, hey, do me a favor. Give me a profile so I can see what it look like from the side. Oh, okay, yeah, oh yeah, see that, yeah, see, come on, man, yeah, you ready? You fully. That's a party hat. That's what it is, and it goes so good with the with your background, which is so killer. You know what I mean? Salute, man. You got one of the freshest backgrounds and shit. Your background, I want to sit wherever your computer screen is. I want to sit there with a pen and a paper and a beat and just look around what's behind you and write a song because there's so much information. It's just I could just look at that and just drift off and write super ill bars.
I mean, that made me think of two things. This hat actually, you know, the first time I saw this shit, I kind of ascribed an alter ego to it. I call this joint Captain Trippy, and then
Yeah, Captain Trippy.
a lot of these things is called Funkos and shit. But like I kind of attach meaning to them. Like I got a lot of Ant-Man Jones, and even though Ant-Man the movies is kind of whack, I mean they alright. But the character, I fuck with the character hard body because homeboy was somebody that was like fuck this corporation, robbed that shit, and then went to prison because he wanted rat on his peoples. You know, and I don't think people be getting that about Ant-Man. And then like I got a lot more X-Men or like Magneto because like I think Magneto was right. But like I noticed as I got older, I like heroes that kill people much more than I like heroes that put people in jail. So you know, like I don't really fuck with Batman and Iron Man because they some rich motherfuckers who be making missiles and shit. You know what I mean? But then like I kind of rock with Killmonger. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. I ain't gonna front. I don't know who that is though.
Yeah, that's a my man Tristan Eaton, super ill artist, did this, and I forget this particular gentleman's name, but he's here and he has no fear. Hey yo, and by the way, while I
Well,
stood
before you
up
get to it though,
on,
like hey your man, that shit was definitely dope. So shout out to anybody listening to this. He just held up a toy there's or a handmade vinyl doll. You know,
Tristan Eaton, yeah, he's a serious guy.
It's incredibly well done. I thought it was manufactured, but handmade. That's man. He's fantastic. Yeah, he's great.
Look at this was he. Let me not. I'm pretty sure it was manufactured. I mean, he designed it, but I don't think he could. But I don't believe. Yeah, no, he didn't. Anyway,
got you. Either way, yeah, the shit's fly as fuck.
But he designed it, but I don't know if he actually sat there and painted that one particularly. But yo, speaking of, look what I got on representing for the bros.
Oh, the Thuggish Ruggish hoodie.
Ruggish Bone. Yeah, man. Shout outs to Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia.
You called anybody an ugly motherfucker lately?
No, I haven't. But yeah, that shit was priceless. Priceless.
Yeah. Hey, so like, back to your album, and I know you said the name of it, and it's available on all digital streaming platforms.
Oh yeah, the Fabulous Imagination of Young Hump.
Yes, sir. So like, let's say somebody ain't heard it yet, and you was gonna explain. How would you explain to them the concept of "Don't Give It Away"?
That's funny because it's like that's the name of the song. It's almost like how would you explain the concept, but don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
And then let's say the philosophy behind the ethos, son.
Yeah. Numbskull from the Loonies, aka Nummy Numb.
So you have an excellent video on your YouTube page. Everybody make sure they check that out. Money.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely. Yeah, he that's my brethren for life right there. And he made the track. And when I heard it, the little hook, I was like, I just took it like, don't give it away. I was like, yeah. And I just thought of what so many of us real men have experienced since the first moment that we've ever decided we liked a woman. We've seen somewhere a woman, walking along with a man who we felt wasn't right for her, for whatever reasons. That's just a part of, that's a part of the genetic, ambition that we have.
Hunter-gatherers, we got to evaluate our surroundings.
Yeah, I mean, somewhere there was a guy looking at Michelle walking with Barack, like, who is this corny motherfucker? This motherfucker, he ain't shit.
Yeah.
And that's just how, excuse me, it is. But yeah, so I decided, I said, oh, here's an opportunity to make a anthem to the girl, like, I've been elected to inform you that the guy you're with is not acceptable. And I have the heart to tell you this, and you need to know this. So I just decided to go in. And it was funny because I swear, it's funny talking about this. I remember when I was writing it, thinking like, there's certain subject matters that you could go so epic and comprehend, like you could get so comprehensive on the subject. I could have wrote that shit for a year and just really went into like the depths of pop culture and reference and all kinds of, just really went super Virgo on the shit. But just early, I remember this voice was like, nah, just make it more of like a slice of life, like a quick, like you just see it, what you would think naturally without trying to be too like super like how, because I have this mode, I should say, sometimes where certain subjects, when I write about them, I think I'm going to write this to where I feel like not only could I not say anything about the subject, but no one else could either. Like sometimes certain subject, it has to be a certain kind of subject. I'm like, I want to do this in such a definitive way that you like really, because there are certain songs that we love that are done, the work on the penmanship is so ridiculous. Like, for example, no one could ever redo, I mean, people could redo it, but anyways, let me not go down that rabbit hole. Point that I'm making is there's things that are done so well that it's
Rudolph
hard.
the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Humpty Dance, Christmas in Hollis.
Well, yeah, but I mean, absolutely. But I mean, even more specifically, like a song like the song that came to mind, for example, is Labels by Jizza. It's
Okay,
like he got every label off, or Dreams of fucking R&B bitch.
or
Like,
like the backward Nas John. I get you. I know what you mean.
you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So I kind of at first was thinking about doing it like that, but then I was like, nah, because I don't want to sit here and even have to devote like so much energy into this nigga who ain't shit, who's walking with this girl that's supposed to be mine. She just doesn't know it yet. So I said, I'm gonna make it more like just a straight from the hip, boom, this is what it is thing. That's why it's kind of like a little more playful and it's kind of short. And then when I get to my second verse, when I came with that line of lines that ends the song, I just was like, where do you go after that? And I was like, where does one go after that? Like, so, yeah, I just felt like, that's why I was like, okay, it's a quick one, because also the same thing, I looked at it from an organic level, like you see a girl with a guy that you think is corny, it usually walks by, or it's not like it's not like you in the room with them spending a week together with them cooking for them and shit. So you just kind of like, I don't need to make 3 verses or 2 verses and go on and on about how this dude ain't shit. It was like, it's kind of actually more player to just 1 verse, hook, out, fuck that dude.
Got you. So like I said, I fucks with the whole jump, but just rap wise, I felt like you really put your foot in it on that first verse on Shee. Like, did you was there any like, concentrated effort? Like, I'm gonna flex on my pen with this one.
Yeah, you're right. Because first of all, I always feel like I'm at my best when I get on them smooth, pimped out tracks that have some kind of oomph to them, like oomph, but smooth and player. Like that's kind of me. Like I could do the hype shit and I can get wild, trust me. But I just feel more like it's just more to my nature. Like, it's just more my nature. So I feel like that. So when I get the right ones that hit me that way, I'm like, I'm about to go in. And then so on that one with the piano, it was just, that song is probably, that's like 2018. That song's from 2018. And I kind of was just like, I remember when I was looking at how I was gonna come in, I just said, fuck it, I'm coming in young gangster Mac. Like I remember just like going into the middle of, because a lot of times people, when they bring somebody's line back, they usually bring the start of a line back. So I tend to like to bring them, like if I'm gonna bring something back, it's more fun to bring something that's like, further down the trough, no, further down the, where that's from, Casino. And I was like, it's funny to pull that. And I'm like, plus I was really pushing the, like, I was like, yeah, I'm the young gangster Mac, fuck it, at that time. So I just was like, young gangster Mac. And then I just, it's one of those rhymes that the young gangster Mac, what rhymes with Mac? Smack, or young gangster Mac, the ass smacker. And then I remember thinking of like, am I gonna go into the smooth, the hustler shit? The ass smacker, the titty sucker, the girl fucker. But I was like, nah, I'm not going hard into that. So I said the ass smacker, Nigerian or cracker. It really doesn't matter. She banging, I'm gonna get at her. So I said, so let me do all the races. I said, young gangster Mac, the ass smacker, Nigerian or cracker. It really doesn't matter. She banging, I'm gonna get at her. Asian girl on my lap, which is a reference to All Eyes on Me. I had the Taiwanese girl sitting on my lap. So I'm like, Asian girl on my lap, you seen that. Little slimmy, but the booty was fat. Speaking of that, Middle Eastern girl, I'm familiar with your rituals because I grew up with a lot of Middle Eastern friends and I understand the cultures and customs. So, Middle Eastern girl, I'm familiar with your ritual and loving you's habitual. It's mystical. Latina, looking lovely, let's link and have a drink. I'll pull you out of here with only a wink. So what you think I'm saying? Yo, this is the part I'm just talking to you. Because the beat breaks down there. Yo, this is the part I'm talking to you. Nah, I feel like singing things. So you can grab this thing. Like I was just on one, like just fully on one. And yeah, that's one of my, that's probably my top 3 verses on the album. I have to sit and think about it, but that's definitely my shit. I love that one. And then Money B, this is what's so classic about that. So I said, yo, Mon, look, you gotta start this off, Money B, the freaky dicky. I wanted that so bad. And Mun came and, you know how it is when somebody tells you something to do something, you just have to make it yours. He can't, because I was like, I'm coming with Young Gangsta Mac. So I'm like, you come with the Money B, the freaky dicky. But he came with the, let's say we gin, you gin, which was even iller. And I was like, okay, so it was just a perfect nod to the legacy that they built that I'm just honored to be part of.
No, that shit's definitely a hit. Hey, look, you want to know what happens when you make a...
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. Big up my man K Knight, who made the beat out in London. That's my bro right there. Yes.
Oh yeah, shout out to him. He did his thing.
But
now when you make assumptions, right? The first time I saw Nose is RBG, I thought you was talking about Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
You know what's so funny about that too was that when I googled RBG just to refresh, like just to and that was all that was popping up. And I'm gonna keep it a fizz now, wow to the fullest. Because obviously, respect to the goddess, the queen, she's a legend. She did a lot for humanity, of course. But it's just kind of interesting, like where the fuck was the red, black, and green shit? I'm a bit of
well, you know what I think it is, bro. And usually I know where you're going, and typically it is that. But the only reason I even knew that shit was I wouldn't have thought of it. But there was this documentary, The Notorious RBG, and I know that shit had hella SEO because I never once considered watching it, but that shit kept getting suggested to me across different streamers for years.
What's SEO?
SEO is like search engine optimization or something.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. And you're right. But
because then when I heard the song, I was like, to my discredit, like, damn, I should have thought red, black, and green. But like, right. Probably like the last 1,000 times I seen RBG, it was Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, and it's so funny you say that because like you're 100% right. And at the same time, it's like it just conveniently wipes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it wipes that other shit away. Cause I'm, we listening to Dead Prayers. We over here fucking with, and I remember having that moment. Like I literally, when I was finalizing because the title, I don't say that. Well, I say the nose is red, black, and green in the song. Right. And I was like, I don't have to call the song The Nose is RBG. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna call it that. I'm gonna leave it that because that's what I felt like it. And the people that know RBG's red, black, green is gonna get it. The people that don't, but that's why
they might listen to it just because they think they're gonna hear some funny shit and then get like that might improve your SEO.
Hey, that part, I'm all for it, and it's all respect.
Like who gives a fuck how they get there as long as they get there, right?
Man, that part. And what's interesting too is like the Capadonna audio I have in the background. That's Capadonna, and like at the end, because it literally was inspired by that when he says, I'm taking it back to the Africa in my mind. And I was just fixated on that. Was one of the illest things I ever heard, like taking it back to the Africa in my mind. And I was just like, wow, like I never had even, Capadonna is he's another blessed Virgo, and he's a mind expander. And like that, I never ever thought of even looking at shit like that. Like, there's Africa, but there's the Africa in my mind, in his mind, but he's saying it, and I'm in my mind, Africa in your mind. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking like, wow, what a concept. Just to look at it like it's not just this fixed thing. It's the awareness of fixed thing, but also the awareness is based on the reality. You know, what you might think Michael Jackson is different than what I think Michael Jackson is. And so imagine Africa, you know what I mean? Like, it's amazing what you know, Plato thought of Africa might be quite different than what Michael B. Jordan thinks of Africa. You know what I mean? And it's just an interesting thing when you think about it, like the Africa in my mind. And when I first heard it though, it was more like colorful, because Capadonna is such a colorful thinker. And I was just like, and I watched him say it like in a clip, and I was like, wow. So that was kind of just like so everything I knew when I heard him say that, I wanted to use that somewhere. And I was looking for, and I recorded it, and I stashed that little somewhere, but I didn't know what beat it was for. And then I was looking through things, and then when I got to that beat, and I was like listening to it, and it's funky, but something about it wasn't like, it didn't make me think of Jerry Curls. It didn't make me think of, you know, of oh, hey brother, like it didn't take me there. It took me to something different, and then I just kind of made all that happen and shit. So yeah, having fun, man. It's a fun thing.
Damn, I'm finna say something that probably ain't that fun.
Take it there, man.
You got me. That was thought provoking too, man. You know what the Africa in my mind is? I think it's a place that's getting relentlessly plundered by corporations, while motherfuckers turn their backs on it because they're placated by a couple fucking Black Lives Matter shit on fucking Amazon, and then they complain about the shit on their fucking cell phones that is contributing to literal fucking slavery while they're mining the lithium. And I think some of the worst shit in the world is happening to Africa, and I feel that unfortunately we sanction that shit every day by participating in Apple, Amazon, Google, you know, things of that ilk.
You ain't never lied, bro. I mean, but that's a part of Africa. It's like, and then today in 2021, going on to 2022, for those of y'all watching this in 2026, just like to let you all know that in 2021, your brother Young Hump was financially strapped. He was struggling. He'd been seen on the bus a few times more than he'd like to have been. He didn't quite have the stocked refrigerator he would have liked to, but he worked hard to meet you in this 2026. You see yourself and him flourishing in. So just reminder, this is a time capsule for y'all. Mark Waldo, of course, too. Same thing. We out here. We've bossed up significantly. We've dined in person. We remember the hideous days of the coronavirus and all the mandates and all that shit. And we're now chilling with a whole. We have rooms for hats, like the hat room. So just stay strong, my brothers and sisters. But
well, the flip side of that coin is it is one of the best places for investment in the world, and you know, strong people like Akon and stuff are improving conditions in many places. I wish I could shout out more names, but you know, I ain't all the way up on my, you know, geosocial political, hence my lack of knowledge about Pentagonia.
Right. Hey, man, no, you doing your thing though. I'll say this, one of the funniest things in the world. I watch this once a year for power. I'm one of them guys, I have certain things that like are just energy crystals for me. And a pure energy crystal is you have to watch the video for the remix to Arab Money, Busta Rhymes. We get an Arab money.
I definitely remember that, John. Who was on the remix? Refresh my memory.
Say what?
I said, who was on the remix? Refresh my memory.
Oh yeah, the
Or he
remix.
was a remix.
It was Akon. I want to say.
Was Jim Jones on a version of that, John? Maybe I
I
don't know.
think maybe Jim Jones,
I
but
ain't gonna cheat and Google that shit.
Puffy's on it. Puffy's on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Few people like that. I can't remember, but when Akon comes on, before he goes in, this nigga just has the most because this is, he's in the peak of Lady Gaga checks, just buying, gas stations at the crib, he's buying airports. He's just he's on. So in the video, so the hook comes in, and he just, before he even comes in on the verse, he's just like, Senegal, Senegal. But the way he says it, that shit is everything to me. It's like, I'm just like, yes. Like every time I watch it, I want to go outside and just, anyways. But yeah,
Ali Boombaye, I feel you, brother.
You know what I mean? It's powerful. Senegal. But yeah, so yeah. Anyways, my man.
Hey, did you really freestyle? And not like I'm trying to call you out on it, but since the album is called The Fabulous Imagination, theoretically some things may just be, for the sake of entertainment. But did you really freestyle with Kurupt and get props from Sugar Free?
I really freestyled with Kurupt and got props from Kurupt.
And hold on, everybody's listening, because a lot of these youngins think freestyle just means that y'all going against each other. Like they don't understand it just used to be people, just demonstrating how nice they are.
That part. Yeah, no, okay. So I will cite the ball and then I'll explain the two instances. So I said something freestyle in an alleyway with Kurupt. My nigga Sugar Free, look at me giving it up. Right? Okay. So I once pulled up to a studio and I park and I'm walking through and I see Kurupt in the parking lot. I'm like, oh shit, I'd met him before, but this was like the first time I really got to really chop with him. And I just somehow I brought it up like, yo, King, or maybe I don't remember actually. All I know is we started freestyling. It was ill because his people that was with him, they just kind of dipped, and it was just me and him, and he was holding his dog. The funniest shit though was it was like some shit out of a movie. He had a little pit bull, and on a leash, and the pit bull runs, jumps, and I had shorts on. It was summertime. With the claw, slashes my leg. Immediately, my leg starts bleeding. My first thought is I look at the dog and I'm like, a lot of people have had bad experiences with dogs cutting on them and ended up in the hospital. So I went to the car, real G, keep hydrogen peroxide on deck. So I went and took the hydrogen peroxide, splashed my leg real quick, came right back. And anyways, freestyle with Kurupt. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. That first round, I was a little bit still in awe of the fact that I was freestyling with Kurupt. This years ago, freestyling with Kurupt. That second round, no, I did me to the triumphantness of me, and that was where he gave me my props and smiled and the whole nine, like that real shit, smiling while I was hitting them key lines and shit. And then we went another round, which was cool, whatever. But I got mine.
Was the dog nodding his head?
Yeah, the dog was over there all right, I'm glad I didn't poison him. And then, but actually with Sugar Free, yeah. When I said my nigga Sugar Free, look at me giving it up. The way to make that rhyme feel like that, freestyle in an alleyway but Kurupt. My nigga Sugar Free, look at me giving it up. I meant looking at me giving it up to him. I walked to the Sugar Free and was like, oh, you are one of the sources of eternal fountain. You are a fountain you are a spring. You are a natural source of minerals and nutrition for the minds. Like I was going into that, I mean, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
So you were stating your appreciation for even being in a position to demonstrate your appreciation.
Man, you know what I mean? And the fact that I understood the significance of that moment all in one, it was just so he gave me like respect, and I told him who I was, and he was like, "Oh, that's what's up, like you doing your shit," kind of. And so that was that. But the play on it though was when I say freestyling with Kurupt, because I didn't rhyme with Sugar Free. My nigga Sugar Free, look at me giving it up. Because that giving it up is like a play to Kurupt shit. Like Kurupt always say that in raps, dog pound nigga giving it up, right? On some gang shit. So I just said it like that because it sounds so fresh. But I was giving it up to Sugar Free, like respect, my G. You are one of the guys. Because I mean, that nigga said if she spent 12 hours per day minding her own business and another 12 hours not thinking about what the fuck I be doing, she'd be better. Like, Sugar Free is like, to me, I look at Sugar Free like E40. I look at the two of them like the same. And the amount of respect that E40 gets from those that know is the amount of respect that Sugar Free gets from those that know. Now, E40 is more known. He's bigger, for several reasons. One of them being he hasn't been in jail since Sugar Free's had a couple of, imagine what his career would have been if he hadn't, been locked up several times. But that being said, I look at Sugar Free and E40 as like the way some people look at, I'm not going to mention some other rappers. I'm really not. But there's certain rappers that other people look at a certain way and I don't look at like that. I look at Sugar Free and E40 like that. You know what I mean? Like truly, these motherfuckers will make you smarter. Like, cats listen to certain rappers and they cherry pick lines and they feel cool and shit. But no, E40 and Sugar Free, they giving you shit that's like, you're not reciting that guy telling you how cool he is and you're admiring how cool and smart he is within his own fucking narcissistic shit. These niggas are giving you recipes and prescriptions like that you can specifically use. I mean, when E40 said, I used to send my breezy up into the Albertson to get the pots and da-da-da-da. Why? Because I figured if I did it, it'd be too obvious. Now, if you're a young, aspiring, cooker of crack, you might say, yeah, I should send my breezy up into the Albertson to buy the pots and the baking soda, because if
Officer Herc, who's always up in the projects, might be off duty with Mrs. Herc buying fucking pots and pans.
You see what I'm saying? So
and you gotta play the odds if you're gonna be in some shit like that. The more percentages you stack in your favor, the better chance you have of success.
That part, you know what I mean? Like so those dudes. So it was a pleasure to and performed with both of them, and it's a real honor, man, because I'm a real student of the game, and in general, there's not a lot of things that I am in the habit of critiquing in rap as a whole anymore, and I'll tell you what I mean. Like, it sounds funny, but I'm more likely to express privately, because I don't talk shit about rappers publicly, but if I was going to critique, I'm more likely to critique a particular individual's like things that I like, a particular rapper who I think shouldn't have said this, or if I'm talking how we all talk, right? Some regular like some shit like that. But in terms of like, yo, rappers ain't lyrical anymore. Rappers ain't, I don't even believe all that shit is bullshit. There's more motherfuckers being lyrical now than ever. It's just not as much in the radio. We get it. There's plenty of rappers trying to be original. There was always rappers biting. All that shit was always present. It's just people are a lot of people are very pessimistic about the state of rap in general right now, understandably so. But I don't really get into that because that doesn't really help me in what I do. And I enjoy what I enjoy from it. And shit I don't fuck with, I don't fuck with. There's a lot of major artists that I don't listen to music because I just don't fuck with them like that. But what I was going to say, the one thing that I would actually publicly say that I have felt for a long time that I really don't like is that there's just a permanent lack of acknowledgement of the lyrical like milestones and forever monumental moments of West Coast history. Like, I'm gonna just take it right there. Like, you know, if you're talking to somebody of age that remembers when Cube was everything, okay, fine. But most motherfuckers, if they're under 35, they don't even know who Ice Cube is, and they don't even understand any of that shit. So all that they have to know about really is all they really talking about is Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? And that's really kind of like it. And I know I'm
Nipsey
speaking.
Hussle,
And
YG, Ab Soul,
well,
Boy Q, J Rock, Vince Staples, Tyler the
right.
Creator. I've had this theory that, you know, to your point about credit, yes, but by any other metrics, sales or whatever, I think that the West Coast has been running rap for at least 8 years without people even noticing it.
It's a very, 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 very good point. And true, you know,
because what you want to go by, album sales, Grammys, arena tours, like Tyler the Creator, Kendrick.
Well, no. I'm talking about lyricism. I'm talking about strictly lyricism.
All those people I'm talking about are well credited for how lyrical they are.
And you have a point. You have a very good point. I'm speaking more like.
But they still don't get the credit they deserve. I still agree with you too.
Yeah. But I'm also talking about more like you do this, I do this. We like there's a like you talk to the average motherfucker about rap. Like you have to the average person ain't even really bringing up all those names. They know in Kendrick. That's what they know. You know what I mean? They go in there. And now granted, I'm not saying that the average, quote unquote, average motherfucker is what I'm concerned with, but I'm just saying, like, you have these conversations and they'll sit around and all day talk about Jada and Fab and Beanie Siegel and this and that and go on and on and on and on. And then eventually they'll get to Kendrick. Like, because also too, what you mentioned is like, those are all people like that's all the 35 and down. Nipsey, let's just add Nipsey into the Kendrick. Let's make a separation. And I don't mean to separate brothers, but Nipsey has, because of what's happened, he's gone into another space. Like, you kind of have to really, the average person that's sitting up isn't really talking about the rest of them like that. I'm talking on an average level, like, you know, like when you have the certain when I sit back and I watch rap conversations, and it's like all those names come up when somebody pulls the "what about the West" card. Oh yeah, It's like, oh yeah, we fucks with this one, we fucks with that one. Yeah, we fucks with this. But it's to pacify the comment that's been made. Why are you not acknowledging this? Whereas Kendrick will actually get mentioned because Kendrick is Kendrick. But what I don't like is guys like E40. You know, to me, E40 is harder than some of the other names I mentioned from the East Coast. That's
like you know, E40 was the oldest rap artist to have a #1 song on the Billboard, and I felt like nowhere near big enough of a deal was made of that with the Choices joint.
Yeah, and it's like
well, I mean, that's a legendary fucking accomplishment, you know.
Yeah, and it's like the ball work on that song, you know, Sober as a Gopher. Like, he gives you so many little memes and things that you can run with, you know, whereas a lot of these other guys are just, you know, they do their shit, but they just like, it just, that's just something I wish I wish, and I don't mean to be like, I wish the West got more credit, but E4, like Sugar Free, let's just keep it 100. It's a rare motherfucker that's not from out here that really is gonna bring up Sugar Free's name
Right.
as lyrics.
Sally Sell, Above the Law.
Exactly. Shout out to KMG. Rest in peace to KMG. You know what I mean? Shout out to Hutch. You know what I mean? And yeah,
Cocaine.
cocaine, absolutely.
Now, yeah, you're right. There's definitely, and then like the legends don't seem to get the love that the Southern and the East, because like you know, I feel like MC8 and Spice One ain't lifted up as much as they should be, or even Too Short, even as much love as he gets. I mean, like you want to talk about the first outside of music contributions? How about everything motherfuckers did in Menace to Society?
Ooh, yo, we ain't even announced it yet, but I'll tell you here, me and Money B did Drink Champs. It's coming out soon. And when we did it, Spice One came up somehow, and I just went right to it. I said, man, one of the greatest things ever that I ever heard in my life, and I always say it wrong, but the point of it is when Nas said something like, when you grow up and you have a son, when he's 10, playing some Spice One. And I was just like, that's the illest shit I ever heard. And I was like, God bless Nas for doing that. Like, because that's what it takes. It takes, you know, because we know what it is. It comes from the East Coast. So they're always given the crown for the lyricists because they have the most significant historic lyricists looking at it a certain way. But it's like, come on, man. You know, we have Cube. You know what I mean? We have, let me not go down that path, but we have some motherfuckers and we have some serious albums and some serious shit. And a lot of times, and I get it, like people, it's like we give it up to them more than they give it up to us. I'm not trying to make it about that. I'm just calling it like it motherfucking is, because at the end of the day, you know, people don't talk about certain lyricists that we have that, you know what I mean, like that people would never give. And there's certain people that like, maybe they didn't have as extensive a body of work that like, so I'm glad I'm not drinking right now. I was about to say some wild shit, but I'm not going to say who, but there's a certain rapper that everybody talks about a certain way. And I'm like, man, Tash from the Alcoholics is nicer than that nigga. But everybody's going to mention that dude's name. They're not going to mention Tash from the Alcoholics. It's like certain shit like that, to me, is just like, it's just one of those things that we just have to like always deal with. And it's just annoying. You know what I mean? Like it's annoying. We also, of course, I didn't mention we have Raz Kaz, but Raz Kaz is in a unique, like there's certain artists that are like in unique space. And I just wish more, you know, certain people got more, you know, respect, because it's just sometimes it's annoying when you know certain shit is left out. But anyways, let me get off that, because I had a conversation with somebody earlier that put that in my mind and shit. But yeah.
Hey, real quick though, before we forget them names, y'all should go check out Tash's solo album. It came out on I'm pretty sure Loud in the 90s. I'm sure it's on all digital streaming platforms. It's got a mean motherfucking Pimp C feature. And then speaking of Pimp C, to my knowledge, Spice One and MC Breed are the only people to make songs with Pimp C and Tupac while they were both alive.
You said Spice One and
MC Breed from the Midwest. Yeah, rest in peace.
Breed, yeah.
Anyone, he over my shoulder and on the red picture. It's probably too small though. But
put my name Breed on everything I own, and when I get my Jeep, I'm putting Breed on the chrome. Or that motherfucking Gotta Get Mine, Pac. That's one of my favorite shits of all time. I love that song with every morsel of my body.
Man, you is a student of the game, brother. Salute.
You too, King. You know, we blessed, man. We came up at a time where the best music, you know, there's amazing music right now. And unfortunately, you know, people love what they're doing so much and they're fighting for the future so hard that they won't admit that it ain't like it used to be. and that's just the goddamn truth. And niggas can boo-hoo and call motherfuckers what they want to call motherfuckers. It's just a fucking fact.
Well, I
Like,
mean, commercial hip hop is nothing but a celebration of Black death, be it through a promiscuous lifestyle that leads to multiple abortions or violence. You know,
yeah,
it's not social commentary.
yeah,
And
it's
I ain't
like,
gonna knock anybody for what they do or what or getting a check or anything, you know, like whatever, because you know, many of these people who I might object to their content, and I actually don't object to anybody's content. I feel you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want. But those who
yeah,
act like they might be bringing 200 people with them.
for
You know?
me, it's just I wish there was a little more versatility, and I wish like
They're not interested in that, brother. Like it's intentional. Like I'm telling you, like look at the music that gets promoted by record
no,
companies, by rap music, and it's almost all, if you think about it, the outcome of what they're talking about is Black death.
no, I'm fully aware. I'm just saying what I wish. You know what I mean? Like I wish, I wish. I'm just saying I wish there
Yeah.
was, and there's some amazing shit right now, particularly on the underground. But it's just like,
A
it's
lot of it
funny.
don't even be underground though, because then when you go look at their videos and they streams, they up there like a lot more than the people that the record companies trying to push down your throat. You know?
Yeah, I mean, just what's called the underground. I'm just saying the non-mainstream shit. Like for me, because it's like I love a lot of shit. I fuck with like all the new shit. I fuck with a lot of it. I fuck with a lot of the artists, and there's a lot of phenomenal shit. It's like this. It's like if you went to a party and there was like 300 people in the party, and in that party there's like 20 dimes. And then there's like, another 60 girls that were fine. And then there's another, I'm just doing it like, let's say there's 400. I mean, I caught up in the numbers. Point is, so then there's like another 60, 70 just girls that are, just God bless them for being there, right? Okay. If you remember the party where there was, 200 motherfuckers, but there were 45 dimes. It's like, you can't tell me that there wasn't 45 dimes here before. Like, I'm so happy to be here now and there's 20 dimes. I'm so happy. But I remember when there was 45 dimes. Like, that's the difference. And and a lot of the young people, when they hear motherfuckers say shit like that, and it's not always articulated with the people don't necessarily take the time to spell it out the way I just spelled it out. But that's my gift. It's your gift. But the point is, people they want to have a problem because they feel like they're being attacked. It's like, nah, man. It's like, there's some great saxophonists today, not like they were in the 60s and 70s. There's some great movies right now, not like they were in the 80s and early 90s. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't give a fuck what you're telling me. These action movies now are not fucking with Predator and Terminator and, Die Hard and all that shit we grew up on. It's not. If you say it is, you just eating, you're trying to stuff your mouth with it. Anyways, so that's just the thing. People don't want to accept what certain shit is. But all that, I'm getting wild right now. Yeah, so the album, the Fabulous.
Yep. I got one more question about the
No,
album.
we can keep going. I felt myself. You know what's funny?
Oh, nah, I got wifey waiting to smoke. I got like a hard 10-man out. I'm be in trouble. I ain't trying to sleep on the couch, brother.
Okay. Peace to wifey. I'm rocking with you. Talk to me.
Yeah.
I fuck with you, man. You my guy, man.
Oh, likewise, definitely. I'm curious, bro. What was your motivation the first time you macked a chick in the rain?
Warmth. What did Common say? I need your warmth. No, I mean, to be really honest, I'm about the business. Like, I've been in love before, and I can't wait to be in love again. And I look forward to one day young Hump will have a queen again and will not be macking on nothing other than that. But her, I should say. But in the mean between time, you know, until I thought I had somebody earlier this year, I ain't gonna lie, but whatever. You know, my shit is like, you know, if you see it, if you want it, you better go get it, because it's probably not gonna just walk up to you. So when I was young, I remember the first time I ever asked a girl for her number, it like, you know, in, I don't know what it was, 9th grade, 10th grade, or whatever the fuck it
Hey,
was.
did y'all call it booking them?
I didn't know.
Yeah, where I was at, we call it, if you got a girl number, say, did you book her? Because, you know, like
Yeah,
back then we had like the little book, like you actually like put that shit in a book.
yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that. But I didn't know. I remember it took me like 2 days to muster up the strength, for maybe more, to ask her. I finally was hella nervous, asked her. Then when I called her, I remember being so nervous, writing down questions to ask in case I got nervous. Like I had questions to just ask in a phone conversation in case I got nervous. So what is your, you know, type shit. And to then now being this unstoppable force, you know, like I said, young Hump, the one to cross the street to come and meet you. I could be your lover and your teacher. It's like rain, whatever. I'll walk up. I'm a piece of work in that regard, but it's only because I want what's best for both of us. And I'm a righteous brother, and I have a good heart and good intentions. And I'm a good dancer, and I can cook and kiss well and all that important shit that women care about. You know what I mean? So I basically, you know, I go for it. And it's funny because like, it's like if you don't go for it, you know, and then another thing too is this is what I was trying to remember. I paused, I was trying to remember. You know, somebody's like trying to remember, like for some reason going like this, I caught it back. Like a girl not a whole too long ago made a comment about me hollering at a bunch of girls. And I looked at her and I said, do you have any friends that are actors or actresses? She said, yes. I said, ask them how many auditions they have to go on to get a part.
Oh, word.
You gotta beat them feet. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people walking around here, you know, lonely and they, you know, afraid. No one likes being rejected, but really it ain't shit. You know what I mean? It really ain't shit. Somebody tells you, you know, they don't like it. So next, you know, so if you're not
Fearlessness is a virtue, bro. You ain't never lie. Hey, man, true story. It was this cat. I ain't gonna say his name because, like, you know, people be seeing me on Facebook, homeboy on Facebook. But it was this cat, and he ain't lost his V card yet, right? And my man was 17, a junior.
V card?
Virginity.
His V card. Oh boy, got you. Hey, peace, brother. You gonna get yours one day. It's gonna be all right.
No, I mean, nah. This is in like the 1995.
It's old story. Okay.
So this man got a motherfucking Metro map. That's a DC bus system, and found a bus that went near a high school, right? Because they ain't want to do it at our school, and he caught a bus to another motherfucking high school, and me and a couple other cats went with him just to see this shit because we thought he was well in line, and that he wouldn't do the shit. And so this man got there when the school let out, right? And just every girl that went by, he was basically like, "Can I smash?" And a couple of them chicks smacked him, and other ones was like, "Get the fuck out of here," all that shit. But less than 20 minutes, he was walking away with something. True story. And he probably got rejected like 60 fucking times, but it was less than 20 minutes.
Wow. Yeah,
and I swear to God, that shit really motherfucking happened. Like I know that ain't like jumping on a grenade or nothing, but like that was some of the bravest shit I ever saw in my life. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because I've heard the stories of like, I mean, I've heard stories like that. Like, it's really amazing. Those are the stories that teach you the most about what we as humans are like, but what certain individuals are like. There's always that one person who is like, I'm not even talking about the guy asking, like the girl that obliged. Like, there are those people. That's why you hear stories about dudes, you know, all kinds of grimy high school stories and weird shit. You know, the girls that was just in the parking lot sucking everybody off and shit. You just be like, there's somebody for everybody, you know? to somebody that's down to be.
Some human done thought of that shit.
Yeah, it's
Or
pretty.
they haven't. They working on it right now.
Yeah, it's like you know, hey, but yeah, that's a hell of a bravery. Like he got slapped a couple times, but so imagine the girl. I would love to know. Imagine the girl that agreed. Like,
Well, she didn't see it. She definitely didn't see the earlier Jones. He was by the door, so that like the rejectors was already passed when he was, you know.
okay. The
Yeah,
question is this,
it wasn't just like every single girl that came out. You know what I mean?
right? Yeah, like she's watching. Wow, he's really brave. Maybe I should give him some pussy. No, but the funniest shit would be to think, did he refine his approach?
Oh,
Like,
dog! Within a year, he was like in the top 10 in the school because he had no motherfucking fear. And then some girls heard that story, and it was like they rewarded him. That shit was wild.
yeah, that's wild. Blessings to that dude. That's amazing. You should interview him on that story. That'd be a great. See if he'd be down to tell that story like in full detail. That'd be funny.
I'm in contact too. I should. That's what's up. All right, so
Yeah.
shit. I mean, we got to finish it with the go check out the Fabulous Imagination of Young Hump on all digital streaming platforms right now. But
Yes, sir.
the Young Hump Money B album coming out early 2022, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Is there going to be any more videos from your solo project?
Um, yeah, I need to yeah, I need a Patreon or a iPhone 13 or a girl that love me or something. I got to get it together. Like I'm I'm the one man army Young Hump. I need to get taken out. I keep rap niggas looking out. I drop science like girls be dropping their draws, enough to make them look up on my ball. Freestyle. Uh, yeah, no, I need to come with a video. I got to get it together. I'm not gonna lie, party people. I'm not Young Hump ain't gonna fake the funk. You know what I mean? I'm struggling, but I'm not. I'm all right though. I just ate. You know, I have water and I have avocados and stevia. My phone is charged, and I'm not as cold as I could be. So I'm all right. You know what I mean? I just have to get my. I'm gonna come with the radio version for Shee and some other songs, and I'm gonna keep expanding. I wish I could expand at the pace that I feel the music is deserving of, but I've just, you know,
As soon as you get that tour life back, it'll be right there, brother.
bruh, we need, oh my goodness, because that's everything is money, man. All the most beloved rappers, all of them, all of them, all of them 30% of what you're talking about is, if not 50 or more, is because there's the money there to keep the music in niggas' faces.
Word.
You know what I mean? I got 42 monthly listeners.
43.
43, yeah, I got 43 monthly listeners on Spotify for that album. And that album is like all the fans of Digital Underground, all the fans of good, feel good, whatever you want to call it, funky, fun, energetic, humor shit. My shit should be 3 million fucking listeners a month. You know what I mean? But it's like, where is the plug?
Appetite for Destruction took 14 months before it entered the top 500 charting albums.
You talking about
Guns N' Roses.
Roses? Yeah, that's lit. That's lit.
Sometimes you just gotta keep pushing the shit. When it's undeniable, they'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
my G. There you go. Appreciate that. No, you're right. That's why I'm like, you know, I'm good. I'm just I just wish I had better, quicker answers for those questions.
I mean, that's why you're a real musician, and you're gonna keep getting better.
My brother. I mean, you know, like for example, here you go. I know you got to go smoke on something, but I'm gonna say this: the song "Supertramp 2." I could talk about that song for an hour right now, but I'm not gonna do that. But if you listen to that song, which I'm gonna be honest, no one seems to really be caring a whole lot about that song, which surprised me. That's my favorite production on the album. I just can't get enough of that vocal sample. But the mix, I mixed that shit. I mixed that. I mixed all the songs except the two that Money Beat are on. And it's like I listen to that shit, I'm like, yeah, maybe no wonder motherfuckers ain't talking about it because the shit ain't mixed properly. You know, I wasn't trained to mix. So just trying to get it together, but it's like, I mean that. I'm the one-man army Young Hump. Like, I'm out here just trying to, you know what I mean? Like, but I love it because I'm built for it. Like, I love this shit so much, whatever. I'm gonna keep pushing until somebody decides to help. And then I'm gonna push harder.
Shit, I can dig it. You gonna get there, brother. Shit, before we go, shout out your socials.
My brother. I appreciate you, man. You're a real dude.
Likewise.
And an excellent, excellent journalist and a true student of the game, as I am and strive to be. Yeah, my social, Young Hump, DU, and DU's for Digital Underground. People be like, Young Hump do? I'm like, DU for Digital Underground, because some other dude had Young Hump. But yeah, Young Hump spelled correctly, YOUNGHUMP. At Instagram, holla at me. I got the slapping ass features. I blow verses up. Could use one right now. Eggs ain't got no cheaper.
No bullshit.
You feel me? And yeah, I'm on Twitter too, Young Hump DU. You know, I fixed my page. I used to have just a wall full of retweeted Pornhub shit. I had to straighten up for the 90 now. You know what I mean? I had to get it together. So now my shit is actually legitimate, won't get me in trouble. And yeah, I used to have Alexis, Texas from the back, all of that, like just sitting there waiting for you on the page. Chocolate, buffaloes getting, oh man, my shit was amazing. Kind of miss those days, to be honest, but that's not the world we live in anymore. You know, can't have your own personal delicacies on display for, you know. So anyways, yeah, we out here, man. I'm definitely here, and I will be there. And you know, we need a gig. If anybody sees this, we need a gig for Christmas and New Year's. So holla, you know, yeah.
All right, brother. I gotta go, but I don't got no ideas about getting no booking, but I got some ideas about the other thing. I'm gonna be in touch with you very directly.
Yeah, please holla.
Definitely, but thank you for your time.
You got my math, right?
Nah, I don't.
I'm gonna shoot it to you right now.
Okay, that's a bet.
Yeah.
All right, well, shit. Thank you for your time. Super Facts Show, Young Hump. Y'all make sure y'all go check out the album, Fabulous Imagination of Young Hump, available on all digital streaming platforms now.
Yes, sir. And big up Captain Trippy.
That's what's up. All right, man.
My G. Yeah.
Peace.